Trump or DeSantis, who wins? Friend of the show, Kyle Kulinski, was on Joe Rogan.
This is something I wanted to talk.
And I think this is like an issue that I think you have some opinions on, which is why I want to.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
You about Trump versus DeSantis in 2024.
Right.
Who's the favorite? Who do you think wins?
I don't know. Do you think that happens? It seems like they're positioning that, right? Let's see. But wouldn't the ultimate be they combine forces? But if DeSantis
never going to do that.
You don't think so?
No. Trump's ego, he would never team up. He's already been shitting on him for the past month.
Yeah, but he shit on people before and brought them into the fold. Think about all the shit
after they fucking caved
and all those other people.
Yeah, no way.
But the difference is Ted Cruz cucked himself to Trump. So Ted bent the knee after a while. And what happened?
What?
Did you hear what I just said? I literally said exactly what he said. I said no, but before they caved, and he said cucked. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you've been watching a lot of Kyle Kulinski.
No, I just had that was my take. I'm
Dude,
just on top of
you
it.
could be doing his
I
job.
could be on top of it right now.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think I look good blonde?
I don't know. Wait, this was
an hour ago.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
This was an hour ago.
You need to stop with your dark magic. What the fuck?
That is why I look like shit blonde. I'm never dyeing my hair.
Actually,
blonde.
no. I think you look kind of twinky.
No.
Oh, dude, this definitely gives you twink credits. 100%.
I don't want to be a twink.
Not in a bad way.
Wait.
I look like shit. You definitely look.
I look like shit.
That was actually a really interesting story. So he went to the RNC and he said, vote your conscience, which basically was like he wasn't endorsing Trump. He was saying, do whatever you want. I'm not endorsing him. Then he got a phone call from his billionaire donor daddy, Robert Mercer, I think his name is. And he was like, remember who you work for. And so Ted fell in line. Yep. And then he was phone banking for Trump with that Weasley face on, like, yeah, vote for Donald Trump. And so he fell in line. He fell in line. And so I don't think
DeSantis is not going to do that.
I mean,
no.
If he's smart, I don't think he would. Look, if you had a straight up race, just Trump versus DeSantis, I actually think DeSantis could win that. But the problem for DeSantis is this. There's already a bunch of other assholes who nobody cares about who are jumping in the race who are going to get 2%, 3%. And that all comes out of DeSantis' numbers and not Trump's numbers.
No,
so if you have a race with 10 different Republicans, 9 of them are not Donald Trump. 9 of them are splitting the non-Donald Trump vote, and there's one Trump who can win with 29% of the vote or something like that. Which is likely. Which is like Nikki Haley. She seems like she's going to run. She's a fucking total donor creation. Nobody gives a fuck about her. She's been told by rich people, yeah, you're the one. Go ahead. She's going to get destroyed, right? But she runs. Mike Pompeo, he wants to run. John Bolton, like all these people are going to run.
Wait,
and then if you have all of them and DeSantis and Trump, you're handing it over to Trump. There are other Republicans who need to get in a room behind closed doors, talk it out, and say, look, we all have ego.
I thought of Michael Bolton when he said that. I was like when a man loves a woman.
Goes here, but we got to put it aside, and they should dole stuff out. DeSantis could say, all right, who wants to be Secretary of State? Who wants to be Vice President? Let's make a deal so I'm the only one running against him, because that's the only way they're going to take him down.
Do you think that's how it goes? What do you
I don't, because they don't have that level of organization.
I think it's bad for Democrats if DeSantis wins, because I think DeSantis has more general election appeal and will be more consequential than Donald Trump would be even as a president, because he could probably govern better. So DeSantis is more dangerous, because I don't think Trump could win a general election. I really don't. I think DeSantis is smarter, and he's no better than Trump in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I think he's worse.
Yes, he's definitely worse.
They don't, and you have a whole bunch of giant egos. So I think
DeSantis is second best Trump. The only reason why Rhonda, little Rhonda, or the Stinky, the only reason why little Rhonda is gaining any kind of momentum or any kind of clout is because he was carbon copying exactly what Elon Musk ruled not liable. Oh, did the Elon Musk court case end?
Not liable?
For the manipulation of his stock prices? That's insane. God, America is so stupid.
What's likely is they all run and Trump wins with like 30% of the vote. Because, it's first past the post voting. If he gets 30% and the closest to him is 21% or whatever the fuck, Trump wins.
And it's in the primary, so it's all registered Republicans.
Correct. Correct. So it's an interesting situation. And Crystal and I and Sagar as well, we've been having this debate back and forth because there was a period there after the midterm loss where there were a bunch of polls showing DeSantis up comfy on Trump. It was like DeSantis by double digits, right? And we were having the debate where I was like, no, I think DeSantis is the favorite. He is the favorite. But now, just recently, new 3 or 4 polls came out. Trump's back up double digits. And so it could be a heavyweight slugfest, but also
it's going to be so entertaining.
I don't know if he has the balls to like jump right in and take him on. You know what I mean? Because he is the heir apparent. He is like Diet Donald Trump in a sense. So he might feel like if I just wait till 2028, I could probably win it. But his moment is now. Right? Because in the midterms, the candidates that were most Trumpy were the ones who lost. So Carrie Lake, she was denying the election left and right. She was one of Trump's favorites.
Fighting it?
She lost. Doug Mastriano ran for governor in Pennsylvania.
He got wrecked.
He lost, and he was at January 6th. He was a big-time election denier. Like all the election deniers, all the ones who really cuddled up to Trump, those are the ones who lost. The more like old school Republicans like Kemp in Georgia, and he's a guy who said to Trump, remember Trump said, find me 11,000 votes after 2020?
Yes.
That's the guy who was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And that guy won his election easy in Georgia. So basically the more non-Trump Republicans did better. And so, there's a real weakness there. And he was siloed off on Truth Social for a while. He wasn't like, he sort of lost his normie touch a little bit. You know what I mean? He was getting too wacky. And so DeSantis was the heir apparent, but now things are changing.
Do you think that Trump comes back to all those social media platforms? Like, what is his? I read something about his deal with Truth Social that it might be up soon.
Oh, if that's true, that's interesting. I did read that he's planning on coming back to both Facebook and Twitter. I did read that. But to your point, yeah, my understanding was he had a deal with Truth Social. The whole value of the company is tied to Trump being on it.
Exactly.
And so if he pulls out of that,
the value of the company is also nothing. So that doesn't really mean much.
It's an awful lot of people who invested a lot of money in that company, which, he's done shit like that in the past, so I don't see why he wouldn't do it now. But look, he kind of needs it. He needs to be back on Twitter. He needs to be back on Facebook.
Right, because if he's on Twitter, that's where people are going to go.
He can't fundraise if he's not on Facebook. That's insane. Like, he has to be on Facebook, especially for fundraising.
He's lost a lot of fundraising dollars.
Yeah,
right?
and he has to be on Twitter for clout. Yep. Like, Twitter is where you manipulate the media into covering you nonstop, and Facebook is where you get the fucking dumbass boomers who like believe in psychic pedophile vampires or whatever to come and give you money.
Yep.
DeSantis. So, because I know you were also a fan of Bernie.
Yes.
And they're like polar opposites in terms of the rest of their policies.
I'm a fan of him for different reasons.
Right, yeah. But I know you said that you thought he would make a good president, and there's a bunch of things about him that I
there
think
are
would probably
Republicans like this, though.
Yeah.
There are Republicans that like Trump and also like Bernie.
Yeah, we call them fucking idiots, okay? That's what we call them. Because they are. They're fucking stupid, okay?
Change your opinion on it. Like, for example, he thinks weed should stay illegal.
Whatever. Most of the voting public is fucking stupid, so I'll take it. Like, I'll take the stupid motherfuckers voting. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Who cares? I'm a fan. Please, go off, Kings. Be as stupid as you want to be, as long as you vote for Bernie.
Because it smells bad.
Is that really his opinion, that it smells bad?
He said it
Does
smells,
he not know about edibles?
Quote, putrid, and he wants it to stay banned because of that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that really his rationalization?
Jamie, if you want, you could pull that up.
Yeah, that's what it says here, but it's legal in Florida.
Yo, Kyle is taking control of Jamie, dude. He said, Jamie, pull that shit up.
Oh,
I love when the fucking host is telling Jamie to pull shit up, dude. He's like, pull that shit up, Jamie.
Medically.
It says marijuana should remain criminalized because of its putrid odor. Polling compiled by the University of North Florida showed that most Floridians want the adult use of marijuana to be legal in the Sunshine State.
yeah.
Certainly not the case. In fact, under state law, the possession of up to 20 grams of cannabis is punished by a $1,000 fine and up to a year in prison. Possession of greater amounts is a felony. So what has he said? What I don't like about it is if you go to some of these places that have done it, the stench when you're out there, I mean, it smells so putrid.
Dude, Kyle's so smart. Okay, listen. He is 100%. You already know what he's doing. I don't even need to fucking explain it. It's like the top of the hour ad break. But yeah, Kyle Yeah, Kyle's holding a carrot and Joe is sniffing. Oh, yeah. Because Joe's been glazing up DeSantis nonstop because he's like, oh, I'm so right wing. I love Austin. I love Austin, Texas. Like, oh, whatever. And Kyle's like, oh, yeah? You like DeSantis? Well, here's what he said about fucking weed, dog. How do you feel about that shit, Joe? You know Joe can't fucking sit here and keep glazing him up after this shit.
He's talking about the city, Austin, not me.
Yeah.
I am not right wing unless
Julie, high five. Thank you for the 5. Get the subs. Austin is right wing, 100%.
I want people to be able to breathe freely.
Talk about the city.
That's silly.
Yeah,
but that's also like.
He's like, look. Oh God, which one in his dumb ape brain? Which of the things does he care about more? Does he care about like presenting himself as this like right wing, out of touch weirdo, or does he love weed?
I want to know the context. I mean, that's a quote.
Oh, he's looking for context. Dude, it's so funny. He looks for context when it's something that like he only looks for context when it's something that he's like already personally invested in. He's like, "Oh yeah." This motherfucker never looks for context when some dumbass Facebook post is telling him that like vaccines turn children autistic and gay. You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, that's real. Did you see that?" But when it's the kitty litter shit, you know what I mean? Kitty litter boxes are being put in schools. A buddy of mine told me that. But when it comes to fucking Ron DeSantis talking about marijuana legalization, it's like, oh, well, I don't know.
DeSantis demurs on marijuana legalization, but can't stand the dank stank. Well, okay, you don't have to like the smell. You know, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that's why he wants it illegal. He just doesn't like the smell. A lot of people don't like the smell.
But it's not legal there recreationally, right?
Not yet. No, not yet.
No?
No. It's not legal here either.
Would he sign the bill is the question, you know? And it seems to me like he would, because he's a social conservative by and large, you know? Like that's his perspective. Another one is they had a vote in Florida, a direct vote on raising the minimum wage during the 2020 election. And so Trump won the state, but 60% of Florida voters voted for a minimum wage increase. They wanted to make it 15. And leading into that, DeSantis said, don't do that. I'm against doing that.
Did he have a rationalization?
I mean, I didn't see if he did, but just the fact he's against it was a strike against him in my mind. But the voters voted for it, and that is the law. So, because they had the direct vote, and I don't know if he has any legal recourse, so it's becoming law, but he told them don't vote for it. So that was a big issue. Because I know you're a fan of legal weed, you're a fan of raising the minimum wage.
Yeah.
He's also a big Wall Street guy. I mean, a lot of these Republicans...
Dude, he's doing such a good job. Good job, Kyle. Holy shit. He's just like, just for this alone, all of the glazing that Kyle does for Joe is like fine. You know what I mean? Because then he goes on and just like slowly but surely is just like, well, Joe, here are all the things you care about, making DeSantis look awful to Joe's right-wing audience and specifically to Joe Rogan.
Don't have to look too far under the surface to find out they're all playing the same game. He took $20 million from Wall Street. He did $5.7 billion in tax cuts and giveaways to corporations. Apparently, 99% of companies.
Kyle's the kind of guy you ask your girl if she's okay with you when you're not around. Kyle's the kind of guy to spend 4 hours making a list of reasons for Joe to not like someone. Kyle the kind of guy who gets in a good cry at least once a week. I love that like Joe Rogan's fan base saw this and were like, yeah, fuck it. We don't give a shit. We just don't like Kyle. Okay, got it. Nice. Kyle's the kind of guy who cares a lot about the opinion of his girlfriend's boyfriend. Kyle's the type of guy who inspires amazing comment sections he probably wouldn't approve of. Kyle's the kind of guy who will sit in the corner and watch.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing fucking wrong with that.
Kyle going on Jerry moved me to the left, and your collab with Kyle moved me to you 45 months ago. Jesus Christ. Motherfuckers.
Sometimes it's cool to watch. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because that fucking commenter can never participate or watch, like sometimes we can do both, motherfucker. Like I can do both. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You could watch if you wanted to.
Why are you
just want to watch?
Don't bring me into this conversation. Okay, you're in the cuck chair alone. Yeah, Kyle's like, here's a list of reasons as to why the person that you like, the candidate that you like, Joe Rogan, with a massive fan base, is bad for you. Okay, here's how this candidate has like presented himself, but here's how he actually is. Joe Rogan's fan base, oh, dude, fucking cuck, stupid, creepy looking, weird guy, fuck you, probably a pervert, didn't listen, don't watch, fuck this. That's how right wingers are, though. You know, they just like, they literally are just like, ugh. That's how they respond to everything.
It's true.
No corporate income tax. So it's one of the states that corporations go to sort of, you know, it's a field day over there. And remember, he was feuding with Disney. Remember when he was feuding with Disney? And he was like, you know, you guys are fucking woke and this has got to stop. But he let them keep a $578 million tax break at the same time. And at that same time, he also did a $1 billion tax hike on regular Floridians with a new sales tax.
Well, the amount of business that Disney must be bringing into Florida is insane.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's the only reason
which is all the reason they don't need.
That's the only reason you go to
subsidy,
Florida is for
right?
Disney.
Like, let them fuck it. They'll be able to swim. They're not going to sink. Like, let them be.
What do you think that is? Do you think there's just some financial chicanery?
Let me be clear.
Behind the scenes.
You go to Disney and then you go to Universal, but you go to Florida for Disney and then you go to Universal. I don't think it's usually the other way around. What?
Yeah, you call it out, dude.
But it's usually the same with LA. But Universal loves it because they benefit off of each other.
That's,
You know
I like that this is, 8 minutes and 30 seconds of like Ron DeSantis policies, why he's bad. And Austin is like laser focused on this one issue.
I'm a Disney.
Dude, what the fuck, dude?
I'm a Disney. I was watching a Walt Disney documentary. I mean, I tell you what, other than all the other shit that we don't want to discuss.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
Just push that aside real quick. What an entrepreneur. Moving on.
What are some of the personal qualities of Walt?
He definitely,
like?
I mean, he was born in like 1912. I mean,
Oh, so it's acceptable.
No, not, but it's just like, it doesn't shock me. You know what I mean? He was a white guy born in 1912.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean? It was like, holy shit. Yeah. Whoa, oh my God. White people were pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
I think if you're the governor of Florida and you know how big Disney is, you might talk a game every now and then of like, yeah, we don't we don't like these guys or whatever, they're too woke. But when push comes to shove,
you know who else was a white guy in 1912? Hitler.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so what's up, dude?
Okay, look.
He's just a guy. It's just the times, It's just a guy who is going along with the times.
Come on, you're picking on a guy. I don't have much political acumen. Right? There he goes, ruining one of my heroes again.
What? He's a hero?
No, he's not. The park itself.
He's literally about to be like, you know who else I thought was a hero? Ford. Okay, Henry Ford. Love him.
No. We weren't talking about Hitler. I was talking about Disney. Okay, I was talking about Walt. Okay, I'm not saying Hitler was not.
He's about that. What do you think about Henry Ford?
I don't know him too well, but I was talking about Winston Churchill. Yeah. Okay.
That's not good either.
No, I know.
He caused the Bengal famine.
I know. I found out later. Okay, I found out later. Okay. George Washington.
Literally owned slaves.
I know. I can't. There's nobody that's good. Nobody past the year that was born after before 1990 is good.
Fucking what's his face? Oh God.
Oh, Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR. That's my guy right
Literally there. Concentration camps for Japanese people.
Shit. God damn it.
Specifically cutting out black people from the New Deal.
Abraham Lincoln, good guy.
Wanted to send every black person to Liberia.
Okay, look, that was a little much.
Responsible for the greatest mass execution of indigenous people in the country's history.
Okay, let's skip a few generations and go to...
John Brown was good. MLK was good.
Bernie Sanders has been pretty consistent.
Bernie Sanders is great. Who else? John Brown was great.
Elton John. There we go.
Okay, I have nothing for Elton John.
See, there you go.
Who else?
Elton John.
The fucking John Adams is good. Thank you. I was thinking about that as well.
Did he have some problems?
No, he did not have slaves. No.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Nixon. Definitely not Nixon.
Richard Nixon. What the fuck?
He hated gay people. He was afraid.
My man said Richard Nixon. Anyway, let's continue.
I don't remember what that was in regard to, the woke thing. I don't recall. It was a very specific instance.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh,
I don't
you
remember
said
it either.
Bush Jr. had his moments? Yeah, you're wrong for that.
No, he had some.
But he had a big fight with them, but ultimately he gave them their tax
his
break.
9/11 speech.
And then
when he
the other
stood
thing
on the
is,
Rebel,
so there's a big
said, "We're
sugarcane
gonna make
industry
you pay."
in Florida.
and we're gonna.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, and then we're
The
gonna make
Axis
you
of
pay.
Evil speech when they like literally added Iran for no reason, even though Iran, even after that, played a really important role in combating fundamentalist
I just said he
Muslims in
could
the
put
region.
words together. I didn't say what he said was good.
Okay.
There's two different.
Yeah, he
things.
could read a teleprompter.
Yeah.
You're right.
And they lead to a lot of pollution because they do these things called burn fields. It's part of like the process involved with the sugarcane. And
Now watch this.
he came in and shielded them from any legal accountability.
awesome.
So people can't sue
From
them
pollution?
over that. Yeah. So and the Florida Republican Party took a $350,000 contribution from the sugarcane industry, and then in turn he protected them from legal liability.
And when you're saying pollution, there's particulates in the atmosphere because of the burning?
Yeah, they say that because of those sugarcane burn fields, there's increased risk of cancer and red tide. Have you ever heard of red tide in Florida?
That's the ocean red tide?
Yeah, there's some weird ocean red tide thing. Apparently, the burning of the sugarcane helps lead to that as well, along with, like you said, the particulate matter, which could lead to cancer.
The burning of it, that's like a common agricultural approach, right? Where they do that to sort of revigorize that's not a word, but reinvigorate the soil, right? The topsoil. Is that what they're doing?
I mean, there's some industrial reason why they do it, but I think there was conversation around, hey, we got to regulate this. We have to make it, we got to lower the
Dude, I love watching. One of my favorite parts, I just realized that Joe Rogan doesn't usually do that much anymore because he only talks to people he agrees with nonstop, is that when Joe Rogan is like being taught something and you see the cogwheels turn in his head, I totally forgot this feeling of watching a monkey like learn a new skill. You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing. You just like see, he's like,
Is that what they're doing?
I mean, there's some...
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Is that what they're doing? Like that used to be like a fun part of every Joe Rogan experience, you know?
Industrial reason why they do it, but I think there was conversation around, hey, we got to regulate this. We have to make it, we got to lower the cancer rate. We got to lower the red tide. We got to figure this out.
And there's a direct correlation between those burns and cancer instances?
Yeah, there's a lot of health problems around those things, yeah. Yeah, so he's quite the opposite of Bernie. I think he's an establishment Republican who's good at PR, basically. I think he's positioned himself. So there's two parts to politics. There's politics and there's policy. On the politics front, I think he's actually plotted his way around brilliantly, where he is the heir apparent to Donald Trump, and there's a chance he could even beat Donald Trump in a Republican primary. And honestly, I think any Democrat should fear him over Trump in a general election. I think even half-dead Joe Biden can defeat Trump again. Given
Really?
that, I do,
so?
yeah.
I agree. I said this
Trump
earlier.
has siloed himself off, and he can't shut up about the 2020 election.
Joe.
It's rigged. It's stolen. It's
I absolutely agree with him.
I don't think Ron DeSantis can beat Donald Trump.
Okay, then I think that Joe Biden. We're looking at a two-term limp dick Joe Biden.
I think Joe Biden
has gotten stronger over his presidency in terms of his speech.
I mean, his numbers were fucking dog shit until recently. And even now, it's like, all right. His approval rating, I think, might be around the same as...
What did I tell you? The economy...
Around the same as Donald Trump.
The economy was so poor, and we're looking at a soft landing on inflation. And I'm telling you, if the economy starts roaring, the stock market starts rolling, that's all Americans care about, and his approval rating is going to go up. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
See, if inflation starts to come down,
the thing is, they just see him.
Gas
as
prices are down.
They see him as an old, feckless man, and a lot of people are forgetting the component, like the genuine impact COVID had on Donald Trump. Donald Trump v. Joe Biden would have gone down very differently had Trump not gotten COVID a week before the election, dude.
I disagree. I think he would have still lost.
Like, he literally, dude, people literally forget, like, COVID fucked up the American economy, okay? Straight up, it fucked up the American economy. Donald Trump did not do a great job with COVID across the board. He did a horrible job with it across the board, with the exception of like the stimmies, okay? And not only that, but even after all of that, he was neck and neck with Joe Biden until he got COVID and reminded everyone how fucking dangerous this thing is that he had fucked up a week before the election. It's like God opened up the clouds and was like, no, Brandon has to win.
No, but here's the deal. 2024 Trump, he's lost a lot of establishment Republicans. The Republican media has turned on him. He just doesn't have the same power as he used to within the Republican Party. Now we've gone through 2 elections where he's lost. He's lost a lot of support.
Him having power over the Republican Party is just a matter of like who wins the primary. So it doesn't matter.
You think they're going to get behind him in a general election?
Do you think the Republican Party would not immediately get behind Donald Trump in a general election if he wins the primary?
All I'm saying is watch out for the Lincoln Project.
Are you fucking on? What kind of crystal meth did you take before you got here?
Portland's got some good shit.
What the fuck? Of course the Republicans would get behind him. It's a matter of winning the primaries, and you recognize it too. You're just memeing.
No, they'll get behind him, but I think he'll still lose. I'm with Kyle on this one. I think he'll still lose. You also have to understand that Biden will have the incumbent advantage. I think the economy is going to be in a much better place in a year than it is now. I don't
think your assessment is wrong. Yeah. I think this is actually a pretty solid. This is pretty solid analysis.
Well, because if you look at the economy,
I'm simply stating that Joe Brandon's chances as a very, very old man, especially given how visibly old he's going to appear on the campaign trail once again, is going to play a significant role. People are literally talking about whether he should even run again when the Democratic Party's like lineup is dog shit. There is no one. Like Kamala Harris is awful. Pete Buttigieg is an entity that they don't even fucking talk about. Like they only talk about him in negative ways. We'll see what happens.
I mean, but like economically speaking, he kind of benefited from the first couple years of his administration. Like the economy it collapsed at the right time.
There are some governors that could potentially challenge Brandon if they are approved from the internal party. J.B. Pritzker is one of them. Gretchen Whitmer is another one. These are people that could they could actually really they could be strong contenders.
Oh, did I tell you who I saw in Minneapolis? Guess. Klobuchar.
No way.
Dude, I had seats that were like they were right behind the bench.
Go ahead. Just flex it.
They're a few rows behind the bench. Okay, they were right there. Amy was right there and said, "Amy!" And she didn't say anything back, but
wait, really?
No, she didn't.
You should have said you're a Globetrotter.
She had like a purple. She had the coolest Vikings jacket on.
You should have asked her how her hair fares in a blizzard.
Oh, it looked good. Her
hair fared well in a blizzard?
She had the perfect little wine mom haircut. Perfect. It was perfect with a purple jacket. She had a great fit. Look up Amy Klobuchar Vikings game 2022 or 23.
What?
I just want to see if you'll find her. And there's pictures of her.
Do I like JB Pritzker more than Whitmer? Game. Yes. I love JB Pritzker, dude. He's a big boy. That's it. Like that. The only reason why I like JB Pritzker, even though he's a billionaire, is because he's a big boy. And he's like a big dumb guy who kind of means well.
And he comes across as whiny. And the Republicans under his leadership got wiped out in the 2018 midterms. They got wiped out in the 2020 main election, and they got wiped out in the 2022 midterms.
Well, people either love him or they hate him. And I don't think there's as much polarity when it comes to DeSantis.
That's right. DeSantis has a much better chance of...
Pritzker has no chance to fuck Gretchen Whitmer law, especially how they embrace progressives into the state. She can easily win. Yeah,
gaining back some of the moderates that kind of fled.
Yeah,
when
they just want conservative economic policies.
Right.
Yeah,
and so I think he would be a good general election candidate. But in terms of how he governs, it would be George W. Bush. It would be George H.W. Bush. It would be Trump. It'd be all the same stuff. Tax cuts for the wealthy.
Pritzker does not mean, well, my man siphons money from Illinois to line his own pockets. Filthy Chicago wealth. Wait, yeah, he's an Illinois politician. What you're talking about would be weird if he didn't do that.
Okay, I just sent it to you.
There is not a single politician in the entire state that doesn't do that. Obama.
All right, take a look.
That's just Chicago politics, baby. That's just Illinois politician. It's a requirement. You have to be corrupt. Wait, hold on. What? Did you send it on Discord?
Yeah. There she is.
You can't even see though.
But there she is, right there.
What is her hair?
No,
what the fuck is this?
I tried to circle it and it didn't finish, but there she is, right there.
Damn, you were close.
I was right there. She was right there.
You were close to royalty, Democratic Party royalty.
It doesn't her hair look great? She was on point.
Yeah, it fares well in a blizzard. For sure,
it really does. And it was cold as hell.
Okay, let's finish. Why is this taking so long?
Superserve Wall Street, keep the military-industrial complex going.
Who do you like if Biden drops out?
The only person I'm interested in at the moment is Marianne Williamson, because there's some chatter about she might primary Joe Biden, and I would love that. Because look, the problem with Biden, there's a lot of problems with Biden.
She's like
wait, Marianne, is that the one
Crystal mommy?
Wait, is that the one that ran in the last one?
Yeah.
Oh no, not her.
She's a crystal mommy. Kyle does have a tendency to like these fucking cranks. I mean, I think like now he obviously is very critical and like shits on Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard as well. But like one of the things that he always glazed up like outsiders like aggressively. You know what I mean? He loves his cranks. He does. He do be loving his cranks. And Marianne Williams is certainly a crank.
But like ideologically, the problem is he has no grand vision, right? Like there is no, here's what I'm trying to do, here's what I'm trying to get to, here's the ideal. It's very like, I call him a status quo manager. It's like, I'll do some tweaks around the edges here and there, we'll make some things a little bit better here and there. But he's also dead, right? Like he's a zombie. Yeah. And then you have Marianne Williamson, who I think she...
You have people in this audience who like Pete? Yeah, they're fucking wrong. The fuck do you mean? The difference is I'm not endorsing Pete Buttigieg.
Pete doesn't have any charisma.
Do you think I'm endorsing Pete Buttigieg? Have I ever said anything nice about Pete Buttigieg? You know, I'm talking about what Kyle has said.
Pete's a nice man, but he's just...
Kyle 100%, like, he does have a soft side for... Kyle does have a soft side for cranks. He was big... they're new, they haven't heard your critique, sir? Brother...
Yeah, milk toast. That's absolutely right.
What do you? I just literally shit on Pete already. The only time people hear about Pete Buttigieg is negative, and he sucks, is what I said.
I mean, that's a little harsh for Pete.
He does suck. No, it's not harsh.
He's just kind of boring.
No, he's not just kind of boring. He's an awful fucking neoliberal demon. He's literally white gay Obama. Straight up, but with less charisma. He doesn't even have Obama's charisma.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why Obama's elite.
Yeah.
She would run in the spirit of FDR. She would say, we got to go back to...
Somebody said
the Democratic
so white
Party
Obama.
Used to be the Workers' Party. It used to look out for people, and we need to get back to that.
True.
So we need
Obama
to do things
is
like
gay.
Obama! Things like universal education. We needed to have higher wages, and that's more my politics. So right now, she's the only one I'm interested in. There's a decent chance that she challenges Biden, and I think that'll be interesting for this reason. Polls show over 60% of Democrats are like, we're done. We're done with this.
Yeah.
We got to come on. We got to move on from this.
What do you buy into this idea that that's one of the reasons why they keep finding these classified documents?
Oh, see,
I don't. Trying to push him out?
I think it's incompetence, to be honest.
Really?
I think you have it's a fun theory, like it's interesting to think about, right? But I think the Democratic establishment kind of realizes that they need him because Kamala's worse.
Yeah.
Kamala, I think, has
wild,
right? Kamala's worse. Mayor Pete is worse.
Yeah.
These are people who are more unpopular than Biden.
Yeah.
They would rather take a half-dead Joe Biden than take one of those and roll the dice.
What about Newsom?
Newsom is plotting like he wants to run, but he would never primary Biden. He's a good little Democrat, and he'll fall in line and go through the process, and he'll think 2028 is my time. That's what he'll think. But a lot of these people are secretly waiting in the wings for Biden to croak, and then he would step in. Absolutely, it could happen. And then Newsom would run in 2024. So, but he's trying to, he's starting to edge his way in there, which, and again, for him, I think he would have a better chance than a Kamala or a Mayor Pete, but I still think he's got the slimy politician feel to it. There's a lot of stuff to pick apart in his record, as you accurately pointed out. I mean, look, this is the era of the outsider. It's the era of the outsider. Trump ran as an outsider. He won. Right? Biden was the return to normal guy. Like, okay, Trump's guy's getting a little crazy. Let's go back in this direction. Yeah. But it's still the era of the outsider. There's people still want something fresh, something different, something from outside of the political system to come in and bring about real change. It's not like politics.
That's Marianne Williams.
Where it's like, if you're the most buttoned up, if you're the most clean, if it's your turn, then it's your turn. Now it's more like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. All hell's breaking loose. Let's get some people with good ideas in there who are actually smart.
You know what Newsom feels like to me? It just feels like, God, it just doesn't feel, you know what I mean? It's just like, well, I guess, How Newsom feels like. It doesn't feel really just like.
Newsom is just hot, and he looks like an evil president. Like he looks like an evil president in like a straight to DVD movie.
He doesn't lib me up enough.
That's just what it is.
Yeah, he needs to. He's got good curb appeal.